So Adam is down here for one reason, and it's to help with my lower back pain. My left side, about a month into the season, will start to just kind of hurt all the time.
Right.
And that's, I guess, pretty common for a lot of golfers.
Very common. Amateurs, juniors, professionals, back pain is the #1 reason people come see me. There's a lot of reasons for it, and we're here to figure out why it is for you.
Adam, what is it that you do?
I'm a physical therapist, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Work a lot in sports medicine. Spend a lot of my time working with rotational athletes, especially golfers.
First screen, what are we doing?
Yeah, you're gonna face that direction. All right, I'm gonna stand behind you, feet together. Okay, all I want you to do without moving your feet, turn around as far as you can and face me. Okay, very good. Now, same thing, but to the other side. Go to the left. Now, all I want you to do, you're gonna turn that direction without moving your legs, without moving this leg. Okay. That one can do whatever it wants. Turn that way as far as you can. All right, so what I'm seeing there is a lot of limitation. So that's your right side, that's like going back into your backswing.
Okay.
Now switch your feet around, okay? Now I want you to go that's the same direction here. All right, same thing. So I'm seeing a lot of limitations with how much your pelvis is rotating over that hip. You're doing what a lot of people do, okay? You're cheating with your shoulders.
Sure.
Right? So your body is made up of alternating components of mobile, and stable, okay? Your thoracic spine is mobile, your low back is stable, your hips are mobile, your knee is stable. What happens is, if one of those mobile parts, like in your case, Cordy, is your hip, all right, the next level up or down tends to take the brunt of it, all right? So now you can't rotate your hips, so next level up is your low back. Now you're trying to rotate more in your low back, which is not designed to do, all right? Classic case of a low back pain. So next screen, we're gonna look at your mid back, the next rotational component I wanna look at.
Okay.
A lot of people have limitations here. Okay, go. Now what I'm looking for, I want about at least 45 to 50 degrees of rotation here.
Yeah.
All right, I got a club down here as a reference point. Again, are they parallel?
No.
You're probably lacking a good 15 degrees that way.
This feels unpleasant also.
Yeah, so we can't move very well there. All right, right side, again, that's your backswing. We're starting to see a pattern. There you have more than enough rotation.
Sure.
All right, so
Okay.
that left is more of your downswing direction, all right? Right side, we're stuck. So far we know you're limited backswing for your hips.
Okay.
All right, backswing mid-back.
Okay.
All right, so there's gotta be something you can rotate well to make the swing that you have. So we're gonna figure it out, all right? All right, there it is. So we're looking at equal to spine angle. Okay, you have more than enough there. Now we're gonna see if that changes in golf posture as far as you can. All right, so we can see again, spine angle this way, arm that way. More than enough rotation right there. So that's good. So you get 1 out of 3 for rotation.
All right. All right, so hip strength.
Yeah, now we're looking more at glute strength. I want you to hold your hips right there.
Okay.
Straighten that leg.
Oh, that works.
Perfect. Right away, you think so, but right away, left hip drop. Straighten your right leg now, see what happens. Okay, so what I saw there, as soon as that leg went up, your hips went down a little bit,
Okay.
both of them. So if you feel hamstrings cramping, calf cramping, or I see your hips drop either direction, it tells me there's a glute weakness there.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it. So we have a glute weakness.
We have a glute weakness. We got hip tightness, mid-back tightness, and glute weakness.
All right.
All right. So once we figure out what's the physical limitations of the golfer, there's 2 routes we can take. One, they can work with me or a medical or a trainer, and we'll fix the limitations. Or 2, we can communicate this with their golf coach, and they can teach their swing around their limitations. So what we see a lot is we have high-level golfers, college golfers, professional golfers, and they've been working on swing changes for 3 years. Every time they're playing bad, they go back to their swing coach, they work on the same things. Now there's usually, if you're that good of a golfer, you should be able to fix that pretty easily. There's a typical reason you can't fix it, it's because you physically can't do it. If a golf coach or a swing coach doesn't know what your physical limitations are, and they may not realize you can't get into the positions they want you to get in. One thing I want to see, we didn't look at, is your balance.
Okay.
All right, feet together. Bend your right side, like that, okay? Once you feel like you have your balance, I want you to close your eyes. Okay, now hold that. All right, you failed already. Okay,
Yeah.
Switch legs. Okay, better. You should be able to do that at least 10 seconds.
Okay.
So there's 3 things to really feel like you can load well on a leg or trail leg.
Yep.
You need rotation, you need strength, you need balance.
Okay.
All right. We know that you're limited a little bit on rotation.
Yep.
Limited a little on strength. Your balance is, I'd say, probably better of those three.
Okay.
But still like mediocre.
How does that work? So if I'm limited in the hip, right, and I'm limited in the mid back, so that I'm putting pressure on my low back, then? Is that what's happening?
Your low back, I mean, it spins, right? But the way your vertebrae are designed, you have way more rotation available in your mid back. You have a very little bit of rotation in your low back. And you know that you need to get to a certain position, all right? Once you utilize everything you got in your mid back, you'll start rotating your low back.
Sure.
Or vice versa, your hip. If your hip is limited, once you run out of room in your hip, all right, then you're going to keep turning, right? That's when we compensate in our low back.
Okay.
And that's when we get problems.
Gotcha. So if you were saying, if I'm going out to play golf and my hips are tight, right, and I haven't been able to work on this, what is the cheat? You have a cheat a little bit.
So what I'll tell them, if they have a tournament that weekend, they need a quick fix, okay? I'll recommend get your stance, get lined up, and right before you start your backswing, all right, just flare that toe out, even like 20 degrees. All right, what that does, that now improves your amount of rotation you have as you turn, because you're putting your hip into a little bit of external rotation. So as you turn now, you can turn over that hip a lot more, all right, without causing all the compensation patterns.
My complaint is I feel stuck, like I can't do a backswing, I just feel like I just am out here and don't really get back on here.
So you can't load in that leg.
Yeah, this would be a quick, all right, so lined up.
Yep.
Open it up a little bit like that.
Just turn your toe out.
Okay.
So to get really analytical with it, okay, let's say you need 45 degrees of hip rotation, all right, and you have 30 degrees available. Okay. So if that's the case, we'll recommend turn that toe out about 15 degrees. All right. Okay. So now that's 15 already. Now you can use your 30 that you have, and now you have the amount of range of motion you want. 45.
Love it. That's cool. Let's try again.
Exaggerate a lot, like really turn that out. Yeah, just to get a crazy feel with it. See how it feels.
Ooh, that felt good. That really felt like I was actually I did a backswing. So, all right, so our first hip exercise, what are we doing? So
first hip exercise we're gonna do, again, this is more for warm-up purposes.
Okay.
All right, so you're just gonna stand, get your balance on this. Okay, we'll go left leg first. So toes straight ahead.
Yep.
All right, stay nice and tall. All you're gonna do, you're gonna bring your right leg up, and you're gonna turn your, like I say, get your belt buckle pointing that direction. Okay, back and forth. Just like that. So you're spinning around this left hip. Okay?
Yep.
Try that.
Okay. Is that something that you'd say, is it left?
Yeah, whatever you gotta do to balance. Okay. There we go.
Look at that.
Just like that. Get your belt buckle pointing that direction. I'll usually have people do about 10 of these. Okay? And what's happening is your hip is stationary, so you're getting a lot of hip rotation in this left hip right now, even though the leg isn't visibly moving.
Is this something in a warm-up before a round you'd have people target things they're specifically tied in?
I think golfers of all levels, even college and professional, are terrible at warming up. When you get PGA Tour, they're good, right? They're in the fitness trailer 2 hours before their tee time. They get worked on. When you're talking, mini tours, web.com, college, especially high school, terrible at warming up. Even your country club members are terrible at warming up.
Gotcha. So warm up, but even there's nothing wrong with targeting this for me.
No, every athlete I see, based on their limitations, I'll design like a 5 to 10 minute specific warm up to address what they're mainly limited at. Because what I found is people who do stretches, they warm up, they stretch what they're good at.
Sure.
All right. So, like for example, people can touch their toes, but all they do for warm up, all you see them do, they try and touch their toes like 10 times.
Yep. All right, so the next limitation, we had the hip, and then it was the mid-back.
Mid-back, yeah. So we'll show you a quick little warm-up stretch for the mid-back that I like to use. So when you're doing these warm-up stretches, okay, don't expect to magically gain 20 degrees more rotation. All right, you're not gonna feel that. What the purpose of the warm-up is at least to get the blood flowing so you can at least maximize what you normally have available. today what we found out, Cordy came with me, has a little back problems when he golfs. So we took him through some of our screens that we do in the clinic, what we learned about Cordy. All right, trail hip rotation limitations, that right hip, mid-back rotation limitations, and a little bit of glute strength issue going on. What he does well, he does rotate well in his shoulder. Showed him a few warm-up stretches that he can do before he plays. However, ideally, when I have people in the clinic working with me, ideally what we'll get at least 4 to 6 weeks working hard on their mobility issues to really solve the problem at hand.
Big thanks to Adam for hanging out and sharing all that info. Make sure to check out what he's up to. He's on Instagram and Twitter, and he's going to be on the podcast here soon, so listen out for that.